Well, welcome back. Dave Ackrish here, Black Dragon Modern Combat. And this is the first of 20 Mook Jong key principles. And so this one's kind of a technical one, but it is a very important one and very precise and precision. So, which is very much a big part of, I'll say it again, Wing Chun, but it's part of a lot of things. So you can take it wherever you are, to just the idea of how I apply my ideas to the Mook Jong and what it feels like, what to expect. And definitely on this one is maybe by far, in a sense, physically the most important one as far as your hands go. So this one is what part of the hands do you use, or do I use, to strike the Mook Jong and train on? So what areas? And maybe a lot of you do some of these areas, maybe some of you don't. There's one I definitely use, I think, is not a kind of a classical or orthodox or something that people would do a lot of. It hurts. And so it takes time to work your way into training on one of the points. But there are 8 parts of the hand that I use. And I'm trying to figure out how to set up the picture here, so I'm new, but I'm doing it. And so I think this is pretty good. Maybe I'll make this a little bit lighter. And the first one is, some people call this the blade, but it's right here at this, let me see if I can get it better, right here at this kind of padded part of the wrist. And this hand position comes up a lot, especially in the Wing Chun forms, but other forms too. So that's the first one, number one. Number 2 is just a little bit further in. So right here, I'll use one finger so I won't block off the rest so you can understand. Number 3 is either here or both evenly distributed energy that's coming out of the pad right here. So that's number 3. Then we'll look at the wrist, which is pretty straightforward in the sense of the center of the wrist or across on one side, on the other side. And this is very dangerous here because the radial nerve, so it can hurt, so you gotta be very careful. And then the back side of the wrist, right about in here, but through here, or maybe right there. And then number 8 is actually, and this is my thing, the center of the palm. So that one, I might say, is the most, for yourself or training, is a bit dangerous, I might say. And you gotta be very careful and really take your time. I'm still working on it after all these years, but it's such an important part of how I strike and using the open palm hand. A couple other things I want to mention that I listed is that I never hit the Mook Jong with a fist. And if I kind of do, it would be a light, just tap in. And for the most part, I don't use the fist really much anymore, especially in what I'm doing and part of what I call street jiu-jitsu and just different ideas. Even mostly everything, except I am going to show some other hand positions and others, like the leopard paw and the tiger, in which actually I feel like the leopard I used to think was weaker, but out of Charlie Futt, but it's actually stronger to me. It's more in a anatomical position, and the palm is the most powerful and strongest anatomical position. So it's one of the reasons I use it. It's for dispersing. Actually, Tan Sao is called dispersing hand, but it's the whole hand palm position that's in its natural anatomical state is extremely powerful. And to me, I always say this, that boxers, what do they do when they go into a match or train? They don't train like, go to a boxing gym. They don't train like this. I mean, maybe when they're doing shadow boxing, but you have to wrap. And I do. I use wraps when I do use the heavy bag and I want to hit it and I want to wear the gloves. But this is dangerous, and it's dangerous for multiple reasons. Now, again, guys, don't go crazy. This is my opinion. Millions of people are using fist, and that's fine. That's your business. It's not my business. I'm just telling you what I do, and I don't use fist. It's just I don't. And so, but the palm is just immensely powerful in dispersing chi and energy, and stopping, and you can use it for it's just it's what I believe in. So So, but you do whatever you deem necessary for your fitness, health, and self-defense and combat and all that. So, and I'm with you. You do. I'm just showing you what I do. So let me see if I'm going to open this up a little bit. So once again, this is the number one principle. I have 20 principles I'm going to go over, and this is more like a lesson. I guess it's not kind of a principle. It's just the term I'm using. But this one is when I'm using just this part. So to train, if you want to do it, and again, this is you're seeing this for the first time. Like, what is that? That's not it's just, this is my homemade, custom made, I should say, because I didn't make it. Which is a lot different. It hurts a lot because these are thinner arms, they're longer, square. So it's kind of the opposite of a Wing Chun dummy. But there's many, many different types of dummy or Mook Jongs types. And so this just happens to be one type. And so there isn't just one. A lot of people, I don't think, really realize that. So anyways, let me show you how I train with just the first three. Is coming in this, then slightly turned, then all the way turned. So you can do a 3, I'll go slower, working your way through 3 different ideas. Here is different than here, is different than here. Even sounds a little different. And then the wrist, actually using the wrist as a point of, like you say, entry or for striking or stopping something. And we'll get into the full arm. So this is just really, I should say hand and wrist for the number one. But we'll just say it's the hand. So here, the back, this side, which is a little less, it's not the ulna, but this is the radial side. And I'll do it underneath here. So I'm hitting there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then right in the center, here, I'm hitting, and that hurts. But that's how I train, even lightly, as an entry, is using, and even here, like underneath, or sideways. I work all sides on both hands. And so I'll go over the 8 one more time. Use the right hand again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the center is 8. So this is where I train, at least from this point upwards with my hands. Okay, just one of the ways. I'm not talking about grappling or the arms or anything else, but just striking from kind of about mid hand just down to using the ring around, say around your wrist. And there's a lot of acupoints there, and you got to be careful. But so you want to go light and just feel it. So like I said, one of the exercises is 1, 2, 3. So it just depends on, I'm trying to do this, where I don't know which way I'm rotating through and when the strike happens. Counter strike, the strike could happen here, 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 here. Maybe it's on the wrist, back of the wrist, side of the wrist, and then underneath here. And then once again, the middle here, right there, like that. Okay, so that's the video. It's not going to be too deep. It's just showing you what I do, my positions, and sorry, amateur video person. So that's about it. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you use those parts of your hand, if this is something brand new. Did you ever think about it? Have you ever talked about it? A lot of people I see hitting the Mook Jong, but I've never really seen people talk about what part to strike with or how they're training. That's what I do. All right, have a nice day, and we'll have the next video, which will be on what I call rhythms. So working through rhythms. Again, this is something, my idea. It's completely different, and it's just what I've come up with. And so that'll be number 2, rhythm. Actually, we'll just call it rhythm. Okay, have a great day. Bye.